ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्लोक नंबर 14। अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कौन्तेय शीतोष्णसुखदुःखदाः आगमापायिनो नित्याः तांस्तितिक्षस्व भारत यं हि न व्यथयन्त्येते पुरुषं पुरुषर्षभ समदुःखसुखं धीरं सोऽमृतत्वाय कल्पते। As we have seen before, Bhagavan is giving the teaching to Arjuna, who is having sorrow, and the teaching is from the three angles. The first is from the angle of Atma Anatma, means from the standpoint of what really I am and what I am not. Tattva Drishtya, from the standpoint of the vision of truth about myself and the world. And the second would be from the standpoint of Dharma. Third will be from the worldly standpoint. And the first one, from the Atma Anatma standpoint, from the Atma Anatma Viveka standpoint, Bhagavan is revealing this fact that if you see yourself to be Atma, you see Bhishma Pitamaha to be Atma, then the issue you have, what is Arjuna's issue? I am going to be a killer. Bhishma Pitamaha will be killed by me. So Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya will be killed by me, and I am going to be the killer. Bhagavan says from the standpoint of Atma, means you look upon yourself as Atma and Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya as Atma, then this killer-killed relationship is not there. Why? Because you as the self, you as consciousness, what is your true nature? you are free from action. Even when activities are happening in the body, mind, sense complex, you are free from action. And therefore, you are not a killer. From the standpoint of Atma, when you look upon yourself as Atma, I am consciousness. When this is your vision, then you are not a killer. What about Bhishma Pitamaha? If you look upon Bhishma Pitamaha as Atma, then as Atma, Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya, all relatives whom you are calling your relatives, they are not going to be killed. Because Atma never gets killed. So you are not the killer and they are not killed. And when I look upon myself as Atma, naturally I will look upon everybody from the standpoint of Atma. The way I look upon myself, in the same manner, from the same standpoint, I look upon others. And when I look upon myself and others from the standpoint of Atma, this killer-killed relationship is not there. I am not the killer and they are not going to be killed. Therefore, from the standpoint of Tattva Drishti, the vision of truth, there is no issue at all. Your issue that I am killer, they are going to be killed, that is not there. Then, from the standpoint of Dharma also I will explain. If you look upon yourself as a dharmika Purusha, not as Atma, but if you see yourself as a dutiful person, I don't like to translate as a religious person, dutiful person. Dharmika Purusha means dutiful person. The person who is committed to do what is to be done, that person is called Dharmika Purusha. So as a Dharmika Purusha also, you do not have basis for sorrow because what you are doing is Dharma. And from the worldly standpoint also, there is nothing to lose because if you win this war, there is all glories of victory. And if you lose also, you will have very higher lot in heaven. And therefore, even from worldly standpoint, you don't have to lose anything. This is how Bhagavan is going to answer Arjuna's question or Arjuna's issue of sorrow. And right now we are seeing the first angle, Atma Anatma angle. And Bhagavan said in the 12th shloka, 13th shloka, that Atma is free from death. Atma is free from any changes of this birth, youth, old age. Atma is free from all of them. And then in the 14th shloka and 15th shloka, Bhagavan is answering a possible doubt that I am not concerned about Atma being of changing nature or changeless nature. My issue is that Bhishma Pitamaha as this body in this form is not going to be there. My near and dear ones will not be there the way they are there now. So you call it Anatma, but this change in Anatma is my issue. They are there now, I want them to be there, but they will go away. For that Bhagavan said, the nature of Anatma is to change. They are subject to coming and going. And you cannot change the nature of a thing. You can only change your attitude to the nature of things. And the nature of things is to change. They will change. They have come, they will go. And not only Bhishma Pitamaha, all situations are like this. Whether you like those things or you don't like those things, it doesn't matter. Your liking and not liking will not decide the arrival and departure nature of a thing. It will arrive, it will go. If you like it, Then also it will arrive, it will go. If you don't like also, it will arrive, it will go. So when you know this, that everything in this world, including my near and dear ones, my body, this sense organs, mind, all of them are subject to arrival and departure, then when there is a pleasant setup, I will not be elated. Right like this. Why? This also will go away. The pleasant setup also will go away. And unpleasant setup, that also will go away. So pleasant setup, I will not be elated. Unpleasant setup, I will not be depressed. And that is called titiksha. That is called acceptance. And Bhagavan says, with reference to anatma, with reference to the non-self, what should be the attitude? The attitude of acceptance of the nature of this world to change. The changing nature of the world is acceptable to a sadhaka, acceptable to a mature person. Our most of the problems are because we are not able to accept the facts as facts. When we accept facts as facts, then our resistance is not there. And therefore what? Sorrow will not be there. Your every sorrow is an outcome of your resistance of fact. Sorrow, not pain. Sorrow is because of resistance of fact. Something happened and you don't resist, then what? It will not create sorrow. It will, in fact, lead you to some appropriate, necessary action. Like a child, your near and dear child, he falls on the ground and he is crying. That time, if you resist the fact, why it happened to my child? Why? Why did you fall off? It is sometimes these parents are really how inappropriate approach they have. Child is already suffering, hurt, injured, and parents, especially father, how did you fall? I can't understand. How can you fall down? He is already gone down. He's there. You lift him up and take him to the hospital. But they will ask, how did you fall? How can you fall? How can you say? Already happened. So, when you do not resist the fact, then there is no sorrow. You see, in your life, whenever you had sorrow, you had some resistance to some fact about somebody, about some situation, about some object. Resistance causes sorrow. And Bhagavan says you learn to drop your resistance, knowing this fact that the world is subject to coming and going. Situations in the world are subject to coming and going. And now in the 15th shloka, Bhagavan is talking about the benefit of this titiksha. What is the benefit? Benefit is because of this titiksha, this acceptance, there will not be strong reaction. Swami Paramarthananda nicely says, your FIR will be reduced. Frequency of reaction, intensity of reaction, and restoration time will be reduced. We don't say that when you are learning to accept situation, you will never get angry. That we don't say. But your anger will be very minimal. Why? Because anger is because of your pain, because of your feeling uncomfortable with yourself. And when you have acceptance, there is no irritation. When acceptance is there, irritation is not there. If titiksha is not there, acceptance is not there, what will happen? Irritation happens. Irritation will get expressed in the form of anger. In fact, anger is a little bit what is called evolved from form of irritation. And that anger will get expressed in the form of some violent action. You may say something, you may hit somebody. And some people, when they are angry, they lose themselves so much. One person was telling Swamiji, when I am angry, I will break the cell phone of my wife. Then I only have to buy Swamiji. I only have to purchase afterward. What is this? In anger, person loses this discrimination. What is right, what is wrong? He will shout at his own parents, even Guru also sometimes. And if titiksha is there, acceptance is there, such reaction will not be there, and life is peaceful. And there is relative happiness in life. See, you can enjoy even these objects in the world in relative sense when your mind is relatively calm. See, today is Sunday and you have planned a very nice dinner. And you are going some restaurant or somewhere and some military people, that wife is taking more time to get ready. And this fellow is sitting in the drawing room. And so we have decided to will start at 6:30 and it is 6:35. 6:40. This husband gets so angry. And this man says, when are you coming? This lady says, haven't I been telling you for 1 hour that I will come in 5 minutes? So she has been telling for 1 hour, I am coming 5 minutes. So it is not because she has to take care of so many things. One lady was telling me that why they take more time. Because they have to take care of so many things. The window is closed, this is done, dog is put properly, this, everything she has to do. This fellow has to get ready and sit in the drawing, shouting. Only job that he can do. So, and therefore what happened? He gets very angry. Shouts at her. She is coming now, shouts at her. You are always like this. When will you improve? Your father is like this, your whole family is like this. Now you imagine, can they enjoy the dinner? They cannot. However expensive dinner they have booked, they have expensive restaurant they have booked, they cannot enjoy. Both of them will be, keeping very long face. What joy. So even to have relative happiness of the world, to enjoy nature also, you require relatively calm mind. You imagine, you are so angry with your spouse or children, can you enjoy nature? No, you cannot. So even for relative peace of mind, relative happiness, harmony with the world, you require this titiksha. The people who get angry very often, shout at others, scream at others, slowly what will happen, people will go away from this person. People would not like to relate to this person. Puja Swamiji used to say this father, very reactive father. See, then, father is coming, it news goes, Appa Vandacha, Appa Vandacha, Appa Father has come, father has come. As if a tiger has come. What is this? Your children are afraid of you, it is shame. Even I am doing so much for my family. What is the use? Your children cannot talk to you. So reactive mind, lack of titiksha will deprive you of even this good relationship with others. You may say, Swamiji, I am shouting and all doing, but I am very good at heart. That is not enough. That other person has to all the time remember, listening to your shouting, who is very good at heart, very good at heart. How much he can remember? People say that, Swami, I am shouting and all this, but good at heart. You cannot justify your one weakness by one good quality. So, even for relative happiness, relative peace, relative harmony in relationship, this acceptance is very important. And we had so much seen about this, but one more point is, many people do not develop this acceptance called accommodation, titiksha, because of this wrong thinking that acceptance or accommodation is a sign of weakness. It is not. There is a beautiful saying in Sanskrit, Kshama Veerasya Bhushanam. Forgiveness, accommodation of others is a sign of a hero, a brave person, a strong person. Only strong people can do that. Therefore, never look upon this titiksha as sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. I can react, but I would not like to react. That is called titiksha. If you are afraid and therefore you don't react, that is not called titiksha. That is called cowardice. But I can, but I would not like to. It is something like somebody tells you, see, I am using this bad language with you, you also can use with me. Will you use it? Why should I spoil my mouth with Dettol? Why should I do that? You have spoiled your tongue, your mouth. I did not do it. Even though I can, you are giving me permission also. Still, if I am a mature person, I will not use it. I will not use, because not that he will be afraid of, he will shout at me or something. I don't want to do that. So that maturity is there. Then the first benefit is that person's life will be relatively happy, peaceful, harmonious. The second benefit is, which Bhagavan Shri Krishna is highlighting, is if you have got titiksha, this acceptance, accommodation, then only your mind is non-reactive, therefore calm, and calm mind alone is a learning mind. Learning can take place only when the mind is relatively calm. When you are angry, you cannot even count the currency properly. Do you know that? When you are very angry, you will commit mistakes. 10, 12, 13, 14, 19 you will go. Something fast will happen. So, even a simple thing you cannot do. If somebody is telling you cell phone number, and we are very angry, you have to be told 5 times. You will not be able to receive it. So, disturbed mind is not a learning mind. Relatively calm mind alone is a learning mind. That mind alone can learn. Now, by chance, some of you had a fight with somebody in dining hall or something, and you have come here. So, your mind is not available for learning. Calm mind alone is learning mind. And when learning happens, then only knowledge comes. And knowledge alone makes the person free from bondage. The ultimate knowledge we are talking about. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, if you have got this acceptance, accommodation, then your mind is ready to learn. And thereby knowledge will take place, freedom will be possible. So second benefit is the accommodation of all pairs of opposite makes the person fit for moksha, freedom. That is said here, yam hi na vyathayanti ete. Ete means this matra sparshaha. the sense objects and sense organs and their contexts, and all sukha dukkha, comforts and discomfort, na vyathayanti, do not disturb yam, whomsoever, whichever mature person, who is called dhiraha. Dhiraha means an intelligent person, a discriminative person. So this pleasure and pain do not disturb whichever dhiraha, discriminative person. And dhiraha has a contextual meaning. Dhira has got the meaning courageous also, but here dhira means a discriminative person. And what is the discrimination required here? In life, we have two types of situations. Some situations we can do something about. We can bring some change in future. Right now it has come. We don't have a choice. It has already happened. But we can do something about it. Like what? Like some health issue is there. We can do something about it. We can change this health condition by taking medicine. So, situations which can be changed in future. And there are some situations which cannot be changed. Choiceless situations. Like what? Death of some person. Somebody died. You cannot change that fact now. We don't have any technique, or we don't have now those great saints. Some saints, they used to bring people to life. We have heard so many stories you might have heard. But nowadays we don't have. So, person died. Is a fact, is a changeless situation. So now I should have viveka, discrimination. Discrimination between what? Changeable and changeless. Certain situation, if I put forth some effort, it can be changed. Certain situation cannot be changed. So now I need the viveka, what can be changed and what cannot be changed. And I should try to change what can be changed if it is required. And what cannot be changed, I should not try to change. So dhiraha is the one who has got this discrimination. What can be changed with some effort and what cannot be changed with any effort. So what can be changed, we should try to change if it is required. Like if some health issue is there, you can take medicine, you should take. Why not? But certain things cannot be changed, then I accept it as it is. So dhira is the one who knows the difference between what can be changed and what cannot be changed. If this viveka is not there, what will happen? We will waste our energy on changing what cannot be changed. Spending a lot of time on getting disturbed, shouting, to change what? Which cannot be changed. And we will not be making efforts to change what can be changed. And you know what can be changed? One important thing can be changed and needs to be changed is our attitude. Our attitude can be changed. So we should spend time on that. We can work on that. So dhiraha is the one who has got this viveka. So that's why that this prayer is that, oh Lord, grant me the serenity to accept what I cannot change. Give me will and efforts to change what I can, and give me the wisdom to know the difference. So that person who has got viveka is called dhiraha. And to that person who is purusham, means a person, sama dukkha sukham, who is sama, equanimous, about what? dukkha and sukha, pleasure and pain, comfort and discomfort. And here when we say sama, it is not identical, more or less equal. We don't expect that if somebody pinches you and somebody smiles at you, you should have the same response. We don't expect that. If somebody smiles at you, you smile back. And somebody pinches you, show some pain, discomfort. थोड़ा हाथ जोड़ देते हैं, भाई भाई please don't do it. Different response. When he smiles, we don't say, please don't do it. That we don't have. So, more or less same. Means what? The range of the variation is very limited. Is it within the permissible limit? It is very. Right side you go, left side you go, but it is within permissible limit. Means what? If somebody praises you, oh, you are a wonderful person. There is nobody like you. You are my whole world. And by getting you, my life is fulfilled. There is nobody I have seen in the world like you. You are a great blessing for me. Some great, Ashtottara. You know what is Ashtottara? 108 names of the Lord is called Ashtottara. So somebody says like this to you, and you are so elated. And you start feeling so great about yourself. Looking upon others as inferior, looking down upon others. And so you have got your inflated ego. That is one reaction. Extreme reaction. And second day you hear, overhear, the same fellow is telling others. He said, I fooled that fellow. I praised him and therefore he gave me the donation I wanted. He's useless fellow. Nothing he is. But he likes praise and that is his weak point, so I used it. What will be your condition? Down. And you get so angry and you go and catch hold of that person and start beating. There is other extreme. So what Samadukkha Sukha means what? When somebody praises you, how to handle that praise? Some people when they are praised, they feel uncomfortable. I don't know, some of you might have this. They don't like to be praised. No, don't say like this. You run away or something. And even sometimes shout, don't say like this. Oh, this person, I am praising you. You understand my language or not? So, that type of reaction to praise. And some people are highly elated. Both are unhealthy. You know what is the right response? When somebody praises you for something, you say, it is, thank you for your compliment. First you thank the person. Make the person feel good about it. And you say, it is because of the blessings of my parents, blessings of my Guru, blessings of the Lord. So that you have accepted the compliments, at the same time, you have not allowed your ego to be inflated. That's a healthy response. Yes, it might be there, you have seen it. I'm happy you have seen it. It is because of the grace of parents, etc. And somebody criticizes you that hey, you are lousy fellow, lazy fellow, very very untidy, something like that. So first of all you say, I'm sorry. Say that. I'm sorry if any one of expressions or behavior has caused any discomfort. Don't have any agitation in saying sorry. Nowadays people find it very difficult to say sorry. Say, yes, I'm sorry if it has hurt you. And I will try to bring some changes. Thank you for drawing the attention. How nice it is if you can say like this. Somebody is, criticizing you. But you have this issue. Somebody is criticizing me wrongly. I was not so much late. I was only 5 minutes late. And he said, you are so late. Every time you are coming late. But Swamiji, not every time. Only 3-4 times I came late. Out of 100, only 3-4 times. So many people have this issue. Swamiji, I am criticized in exaggerated manner or wrongly criticized. So in this situation, you try to see how much truth is there in that person's criticism. Some truth will be there. Or at least some behavior is there which has made him feel the way he is thinking. He thinks that you are very lazy because you did not deliver something on time. You may have some reason. Not because of your laziness, but other reason. But you did not do something on time. He told you once, you did not do. So you might have this criticism. And try to work on that. So healthy approach towards criticism and praise. Similarly, some comfort, some discomfort. When you go someplace, sometimes place is very comfortable, sometimes it's not comfortable. You always tell this, I am here for 1 or 2 days, 3 days. So, agama paino nityaha tantitikshasva bharata. And thus, sama dukkha sukham. With reference to pleasant and unpleasant situation, more or less equal. Saha, that person, to whom the pleasure and pain do not disturb, amrutatvaya kalpate. He is fit for immortality. So what Bhagavan wants to say, for moksha, jnanam is required. But don't think that I will attend Vedanta classes and I will continue to live the life of reaction. And by just study of Vedanta, everything will change. I will study this Upanishad, that Upanishad, 10 Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, and that itself will get me moksha. No. It is something like you have got very high quality seed, but land is not fertile. Desert land. Then what will happen? Even though seed quality is good, but land quality is very hostile. It will not grow. Many things don't grow in every place. And I always ask that why cashew nuts they are not growing in Gujarat also. They don't grow. So certain things cannot be grown in certain place. We require certain land, we require certain weather condition. Similarly, for jnanam and moksha to take place, we need to have certain preparedness. And one of the important preparedness is accommodation, acceptance of all pairs of opposite. And therefore Bhagavan says, Saha amrutatvaya kalpate. Because when this acceptance is there, then mind is calm, mind is capable of learning, mind is capable of retaining, mind is capable of assimilating the wisdom. And assimilated wisdom is the means for freedom. Therefore he says, Saha amrutatvaya kalpate. So in these 2 shlokas, Bhagavan talked about how to handle the changing nature of anatma. How to handle? Answer is, accept the fact about the changing nature of anatma. Anatma will be like this. You cannot expect that everything should go according to my wish. When it is convenient to me, it should rain. When it is not convenient to me, it should not rain. Because of your wish, law of nature will not change. Similarly, because of your wish, all people will not change. It is better you develop some shock absorber in you. Right? Roads, all the roads we cannot change. Even Chief Minister told, He said, I went by train because roads were not good. Really, I read somewhere. So, have you read this? This is what he said. So, Chief Minister cannot change. What you and me? So, we cannot change all the roads. What we can do? We can have some shock absorber in our vehicle. Shock absorber does not mean that there will not be shock at all, but it will be very little. Better shock absorber you have, less shock you will have. Little bit, you will feel like you are swimming in water, floating on water. So shock, this acceptance, attitude of accommodation is like a shock absorber. Internal shock absorber. In your mind, there is a shock absorber. So your reaction will be minimal and very, very mild. There is a very beautiful shloka which says, Uttame tu kshanam kopaha. In the exalted people also there can be sometimes some anger, but it is for a moment. Uttame tu kshanam kopaha, madhyame ghatika dvayam. Medium, they will have ghatika dvayam. Ghatika dvayam is about 1.5 hours. So they, for 1 or 1 and 2 hours, they will have anger. Then adame tu ahoratram. The person who is further less evolved, he will have for 1 day, 1 night, 24 hours. They will not talk to each other 24 hours. In Ramayana it comes that Kaikeyi goes to Kopa Bhuvanam. Kopa Bhuvanam means, I am really amazed with that arrangement. In the palace there was a room. The room is called anger room. Kopa Bhuvanam translation will be what? Anger room. Kopa Bhuvanam. Means what? When anybody wants to get angry, they should go there. So that other person who want to reconcile, he knows. Very nice thing. But only thing, we have got now 1 bedroom. So anyway, but idea is that this, some people, they have some anger for some time. One day and night. For papishtham, they say, the people who have got lot of papam and wrong actions in their past, maranantikaha. Papishtastu maranantikaha. Till the end of their life, they will be having anger. So you just see where you are. So uttama kshanam kopa. But Swami, I get angry for a moment, but many times I get angry. Like some people say, Swami, I take very little tea, only this much. But only think 15-20 times. Like that. Alright, so you can decide. Sama dukkha sukham dhiram, it is there. Then you will have relative happiness and you will be fit for moksha. This is the idea conveyed in these 2 shlokas. Now, 16th shloka is again coming back to the core topic of contrasting the nature of Atma and Anatma, which is the main topic in this 2nd chapter, and especially from 12 to 30th shloka. So Bhagavan again comes to this Tattva Drishti, the vision of truth, and says, if you have this vision of truth, then you will be free from reaction completely. That is said in the next shloka. Nasato vidyate bhavaha.
Nasato vidyate bhavaha.
Na bhavo vidyate sataha.
Na bhavo vidyate sataha.
Ubhayorapi drishtontaha.
Ubhayorapi drishtontaha.
Tvanayostattvadarshibhihi.
Tvanayostattvadarshibhihi.
This is one of the most terse shloka of Bhagavad Gita. In Sanskrit, they call it Grantha Granthihi. Grantha Granthi means the knot of the text. Knot means K-N-O-T, knot. The knot of the text. Means what? If you read the literal translation, it will not make any sense. You know what is the translation of the first line? Existence of non-existence is not there. Existence of non-existent is not there. Non-existence of existent is not there. ऐसे भी भगवत गीता में नींद आती है जो नहीं सोए वो भी सो जाएंगे. So what it says that existence of non-existent is not there. Non-existence of existent is not there. And the true nature of these two is understood by the wise people. What's this? The existence of non-existent is not there. What is the big thing? Existence of non-existent will not be there. And non-existence of existence also will not be there. What a message. उसमें समाचार क्या है? What is the news item? So this shloka looks little, ridiculous. He doesn't seem to give any message. And on this shloka, there is a very long commentary by Shankaracharya ji. When we were studying, it takes days together to complete this one shloka. Such a profound shloka it is. Anyway, so for that they tell you a story. Why such shlokas are there in Bhagavad Gita? The story of Ganesha and Vyasa. So what is that story? The story is that Veda Vyasa wanted to write Mahabharata. And he wanted somebody to be a writer, like a stenographer, He will tell the shloka, he writes. Because sometimes writing and thinking is really difficult for some people. So he wanted somebody. And he thought of Ganesha. Somebody suggested Ganesha. So he invoked Ganesha and Ganesha came and he said, I want to be a writer. Ganesha said, see, you are a poet and poet has its own mood. एक श्लोक आया और बाद में सोचते रहे, keep on thinking, then what will I do? I will get bored. So you have to dictate me without any break. Once you start, we have got morning 2 hours, evening 2 hours, we'll have, I'm just imagining, that is the But once I sit for writing, you should continuously tell me the shloka. You have to continuously telling me shloka. And if you stop any time, then I will get up and go away. No salary, but only this much is my condition. Vedavyasa thought that, my God, so sometimes I have to think, Therefore he said, yes, your condition is acceptable. But whatever you write, you should understand it well, then only you write. Without understanding, you should not write. Ganesh said, okay. He also was a great scholar. So he said, okay. And therefore, what Vedavyasa used to do, some easy things he fatapat will tell. See, there are people who can read the newspaper in shloka form. Once Swamiji was telling me in Kashi, there was one scholar who will read the newspaper in Hindi or English or whatever it is. But while reading, he will be translating into shloka form. That was scholarship. So Vedavyasa, of course, had this. So he will do it. And in between, when he wants some break, coughing or something, so what he will do? He will put shloka like this. Nasato vidyate bhavaha. So Ganesha says, what is this? So he scratches his head. So 10-15 minutes he gets it, and then again he will compose some shlokas. Therefore, it is said that in between in Bhagavad Gita we have some shlokas like in Mahabharata also it is there. In 14th chapter also it is there. That Brahmano hi pratishthaham amrutasya vyayasya cha. In the 4th chapter also is there. Karmanya karmaya pashyeda karmani cha karmaya. So we can see wherever Ganesha might have scratched his head, that type of shlokas are there. So this is one of them. Alright. Now on serious note, this shloka is revealing a fact. What is that fact? That which really exists never ceases to exist. That which really exists never ceases, never stops to exist. And that which stops existing after some time was really non-existent, was really not existing. If something really exists, it will never stop existing. If something stops existing, it was really not existent at any time. Like in relative sense, we say, that which is yours will never go away. And that which goes away was really not yours. You thought it is yours. It was not yours. If you understand this, then you are relaxed. About people also will not be possessive. My spouse should not look at anybody. My children should not give so much attention to others. My parents. Even some gurus also have. My shishya should not go to others. They are so possessive about shishyas also. Whatever is yours will be yours. And if something goes away, you thought it was yours. It was really not yours. If something is yours, it will be always yours. This is in relative sense I am telling. Here it is talked about in a more fundamental and more absolute level. But here we can say that what is yours is yours. And here it is said, what really exists continues to exist, never ceases to exist. And what is that? Atma, consciousness. Consciousness is real. Means what? Really existing. Really existing means what? It is existing without dependence on others. Existence is the nature of Atma. It has got intrinsic existence. I, Atma, consciousness have got existence as my nature. And therefore, there will never be non-existence for me, consciousness. In fact, Acharyas go one step further. There will not be non-existence of me, Atma, in any point of time, and there will not be non-existence of me at any point of space. So, non-existence of real Atma is not there anywhere at any time. I, consciousness, exist all the time, everywhere. How do I appreciate this consciousness existing everywhere? This consciousness, which is existence of the nature of existence, is available to be appreciated as is. How do you say? Clip is, book is. That is is indicative of referring to the existence which is the nature of Atma. So existence of the self consciousness is all the time available, everywhere available. And this anatma, this body, senses, pleasure, pain, children, spouse, house, all of them are subject to coming and going. Means they seem to be existing for some time. Earlier they were not existing, later on they are not going to exist. In between they appear to exist. But if we analyze, we find that existence is not their intrinsic nature. Anything which is subject to coming and going means what? Existence to exist is incidental property. And incidental is always borrowed one. And anything which has got borrowed existence is mithya, unreal. And being unreal, it does not have existence at any time. And whatever existence appears to be there is borrowed from Atma. It does not have intrinsic existence of its own. It is mithya. So anatma is mithya, not having intrinsic existence. Atma is satyam, and mithya, unreal anatma, cannot affect me, real atma. And that is why there is no reaction at all. When I see myself to be real atma, and I see this everything as unreal anatma, then I can remain undisturbed with the appreciation that unreal anatma cannot affect me, real atma. This is the ultimate solution of being free from reaction. But ultimate solution can come when you have already accomplished the relative solution. So relative solution was talked about in the 14th and 15th shloka, and the final solution to the problem of the reaction is talked about in the 16th shloka, and that is in the form of understanding that I, Atma, am real, everything is unreal, and unreal cannot affect me, real. This is the message. More details we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Hari Om.